guys. I just made the biggest mistake ever. I literally just recorded a whole video with no audio. Okay, so the point of this video is Overwatch 2 versus Shatterline. Now, Overwatch 2 is going to come out October 4th. Now, this whole video just came in my head because I realized that Overwatch is coming out, and I'm like, look, Overwatch is going to be another hero shooter. This is gonna be stinky for Shatterline because remember what happened when other games were coming out at the same time as the original Overwatch launched, and I was falling in love with it. Such as a little game you might remember called Battleborn. Well, if you don't, everybody in the subreddit for it does, because they ask every single day, hey, can we get the servers back online? I can't play the game. They're upset. I get it. I love that game. That was a really fun game. But it's dead. It's dead, unfortunately. And what killed it was Overwatch's release was just too big for the game. It took way too many players from Battleborn, and they liked Overwatch more. They liked the gameplay. They liked the game more. And even if you weren't someone who played Battleborn, you might have been someone who looked at both the games and said, I'm going to choose Overwatch. And I think this is what we're heading for as far as Shatterline versus Overwatch. The problem even is bigger here because back then, Overwatch was a $40 game to buy. Now, this time around, Overwatch is free to play. Shatterline is free to play. Overwatch has, it's got all of its characters right now. It's got all of its stuff and its assets kinked out because these are just reused assets from the first game. That people have been waiting for them to be put into a new, system. So now here we are with Shatterline, and it's one map on Escort, which I can't even fathom how this really is okay with most of the community. Like, I get it, the game's only been out 1 week. I get it, you guys are playing, a little bit of everything. The game is fun. The gameplay is actually great. Problem is, Team Deathmatch fucking sucks. Conquest fucking sucks. I know if you love it, that's great. I'm awesome. You're just the best. But problem is, it's awful. Like, it's a clusterfuck. The map is so bad. The map's plural, I guess you can say loosely, because there's what, 2 for each of the modes? Not even really. So, and you're playing amongst them, like Deathlab, like none of the maps have any flow. First of all, that is the big, huge, ginormous red flag ever. Then on top of that, the spawns are atrocious. I will play Team Deathmatch and spawn on top of somebody. I will play Conquest. I'll spawn on top of the point. When the enemy controls it, my whole team's dead. Why? That shouldn't be a thing. Escort has flow because it has to. It has to be a game mode that goes from A to B to C to D. Not having more than one Escort map is going to hurt this game a lot. They really, Frag Labs, please release another Escort map by October 4th. I am begging you, this will help you, and this will maybe help save the future of your game. I'm serious. If this game does not have at least one more map on Escort or Demolition with a new map, I am not playing Demolition on the fucking same maps that Team Deathmatch and Conquest are on. They're so bad. I can't do it. Please do something. And if Demolition is a weekly thing and it's only out for a day, I'm going to be even more livid because Demolition needs to be a permanent, boop, put it in the game. If it's got a new map, put it in the game. Put it in the game. We might see a new peak in player count. So right now, we're at 20,000 peak players as of today. I think that the peak players, it's went up by 1,000. That's really good news. But the game has only been out for a week. I'm a little worried because I think that the worst is ahead of this game. I think that if the only updates this game is getting are bug fixes and a little bit of kinks to the connection issues and stuff that some people are experiencing, which, yes, if you can't connect to the game, that needs to be changed. Obviously, if you can't connect to the game, you're not even a player that's getting accounted for. So there could be a couple more thousands of people that aren't even being let into this game yet. Now, the problem is that once you are into this game, there's one map. There's one map on Escort. Why? There's 25 guns, which is incredible. I'm going to go over the fact that it probably takes 50 games to unlock a single weapon with the currency in the game. That's outrageous. I cannot play 50 games of this to unlock a single weapon, especially on one fucking map. There's no way I would do it. I'm not here to shit on Shatterline, and if you guys think that that's the case, I'm sorry. I actually really enjoy the game. I hope that was evident from the tier list video. I do have some passion towards this game. It's very new. It's very recent to all of us. But I just don't want it to die before it's had a chance to live. Because I have seen, like I've said in the past, games like Overwatch will kill a game like this. This is in the same exact genre, a hero shooter with payloads and escort missions being probably going to be the main premise of even Shatterline. This is probably going to be the main identity of the game, and that's fine. That's great. I love escort. I love the way that it's played. I love the team, you know, compatibility and everything and putting together stuff. I think there's a great amount of characters in the game. I think there's a great amount of customization in the game. I think there's a great amount of weapons in the game. Problem is just number one maps. Where are they? They are the ones that are in the game are so poorly designed, and then the one that is on escort is just one. It's an okay map. Don't get me wrong, but it's one map. And even then, it's not a map that I would say is 10 out of 10. It's like a 6 out of 10 map, if I'm being real. Maybe a 7 out of 10 if you got me on a good game. But, like, I just don't get it. I mean, I think that that's really going to be the biggest detractor. For sure. But Overwatch 2 coming out is just a problem because, look, it's Blizzard. And that is, in itself, such a big identity that, and I know that Blizzard isn't the shining holy grail that it used to be, but people still cherish and love those games. And at the same time, again, looking back at things, when you have a new player in this kind of space looking for a hero shooter to play, what are they going to look at? They're going to see Shatterline, they're going to see Overwatch. They're going to say, wow, everybody on Twitch is playing Overwatch. Because Overwatch is, there's no way that game's not going to be extremely popular, at least within its first week, right? I'm going to assume it's going to be on the top of Twitch charts, at least like a top 10 game for a good month after its release. At least, right? You guys have to agree with me on that. Shatterline on Twitch, dude, it's below some games that I just am surprised about. There's 20,000 people playing a game, which isn't a whole lot, but it's really not that bad. But nobody's watching this game. Nobody's watching the game on Twitch. And maybe that's just because they're, you know, the people who want to watch this kind of style of gameplay, like the fast-paced games, maybe they like COD too much. Maybe they like that. I like Shatterline because it is this hero shooter, and they are using modern weapons. You know, you can use an AK-47, you know, variant. You're not in Overwatch where you're using a fucking crab arm to shoot semen at people. That's crazy. That's awesome. And I like both games. Let me just get that out there. I think Overwatch 2 is probably going to be a great game. I really hope it is. The other thing is, like I kind of touched on earlier, Overwatch 2 has been made. Like, it's already a made game. They've already been using assets from the earlier game that they don't have to develop. So they have all this extra time to put into extra gameplay features. Meanwhile, we have a week's worth of updates on bug fixes. I think that's fine. I think that's great. I'm glad they want to fix glitches and bugs and all this, and this is early access. That's exactly what it's for. I just don't want to see this game just fall off the face of the earth, man. I really do like it. I think worst case scenario, it's going to drop the popularity of the game down by like a lot. Like, I'm talking down to like 5,000 to 7,000 players, and that would, I think, almost nearly kill the game. Because at that point, you kind of need a big streamer to come in and revitalize the player base with like a review or something like a year down the road where it's like there's 4 or 5 maps in the game for escort, and like the video's like, why is no one playing this? And it's Shatterline, right? And then maybe they get a revitalizing the gameplay. I don't know, but I hope it doesn't have to come to that. I think what the solution should be is either come out with a map or something within the next few weeks right before Overwatch to get the player base locked in and really feel like I like this a lot. This is a lot of fun. Because it's not hard for anybody to go and download Battle.net and play Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 is now acquired by Microsoft through the acquisition of Blizzard. So now we're going to have things on Game Pass. Overwatch 2 is going to be a juggernaut. And a juggernaut in the same exact game genre nonetheless. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, when a brand new Call of Duty comes out and your favorite game is also a first-person multiplayer game. Guess what also is coming out in a couple months? So we have a lot of stuff here that I'm a little worried about as far as Shatterline's development cycle and what's going to happen. I think what will probably happen if they don't have a new map and some new content within the next few weeks, I think the player base will die down a lot, which is fine. It can happen and the game can survive, and they'll just release their updates over the course of the next year. And Shatterline will kind of be this game that's in the background. Now, if that happens with Shatterline and those games turn out to be awful, like if Overwatch 2 is just a dog shit mess, okay, that'll bring some players to Shatterline. If Call of Duty is a dog shit mess, that'll bring players. Problem is, at that point, you're leaving it up to chance. I don't know, guys. It's just my little rant. It's just a little video idea that I thought of because this was something that I was thinking about when I looked at Overwatch 2's release date. I'm like, wow, it's coming out this soon? I've really been enjoying Shatterline. It's going to be a similar game for me in my library. And I remember exactly what happened when the last Overwatch came out and I had another game the same exact way. The game that I liked got killed by Overwatch. And I just don't want to see that happen again. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Am I just being paranoid? Or there's no way, you know, in a chance of hell that Overwatch could kill Shatterline? You don't think that it has anything to do with it? You know, they're two completely separate games. The player bases won't even collide at all. They don't even coexist. Whatever. What do you think Frag Labs needs to focus on the most in order to make the game more popular? I mean, do you think that we could even grow this community to 20 to 50,000 players? I don't know. What do you really think that's gonna take? You guys comment below. I really appreciate all the feedback and the likes on my tier list video. It was awesome. It's been the first video I've made in a while. I'm trying to get back into this because I really do enjoy just doing YouTube content as far as like this little commentary, ranting about stuff. If you guys enjoyed it at all, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Everybody, have a great day. Peace.